Can you guys hear me? Shalom, shalom. How is everybody? How's the audio? Can you hear me okay? Shalom. Let me just go through and say hi to everybody who's here. Shalom, Gary, Vicky, Janine, Pei, Harrison, Brenda, Tet, Jeff. Okay, I see we have more than a million, but only a handful of you are in the chat. That's fine. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know in the chat if you're hearing all right. All right. So I won't be having my video camera today. There's just a lot of stuff in disarray here. But we will still push through with the teaching. So you just won't see my punam. Shalom. Hey, shalom, Daniel. Yeah. So it's telling me there's no data now, but I'm connected. I don't know if you guys. Okay, good. Now it's saying excellent connection. So maybe we worked it out. Oy Adonai, Adonai Adonenu, ma'adir shimcha. גם כי נלך בגיא צל מוות לא נראה רע, כי אתה עמנו. תערוך לפנינו שולחן נגד צוררינו. דשנת ראשנו ושמן. כוסנו רוויה, אך טוב וחסד ירדפנו כל ימי חיינו. וישבנו בבית אדוני לאורך ימים. So I think it's just a normal weird YouTube thing. So let's hope it'll work itself out as we go along. Let me know if you have kind of exceeding trouble. So here we are tonight. We are continuing, or this morning, if the case may be where you're at. We are continuing our directed immersion in Shemot, in Exodus. And my apologies for not being able to show my face right now. So we are in chapter 28. We're getting close to the end of the book. Verse 7 through 9, and I think everyone wants to do Genesis after this, but we'll see. Doesn't have to be. How's the audio? Are you okay with the audio? Even if YouTube's complaining? And I have it only on HD right now, so it really should be fine. All right, let's continue then. So, the Hebrew says, Shetei kh'teifot. Actually, let's cant it. Shetei kh'teifot chovrot. yihyeh lo el shnei ketzotaiv וחבר. You guys hearing it okay? How is it? How is it? Are we good? Good or not good? All right, well, let's just work through as if it is. So first we have a construct chain. Shetei kh'teifot. Okay. And I will diagram this. Offering a lot, huh? How's the audio? All right, coming back. Any better now? Shalom. Do you hear me now? Okay, how's the audio now? Shalom. All right. So I think we have a workaround. Yeah, there's been a lot of spooky stuff lately. Goodness. All right, you guys can see my screen. Let's roll. Der Verbindung, Harrison, yeah? Or die Verbindung, actually. Nope. YouTube noch wieder reklamiert. YouTube's complaining again. And I am on smoking fast internet. All right, I'll just keep trying to teach. You guys let me know if you can hear or not, all right? So, here we are, verse 7. Shetei kh'teifot. This is a construct chain. Okay? Shetei, from shtayim, two of kh'teifot. So this is, kh'teifot is funny. It's really like shoulders. Oh yeah, here it's fine. It's not architectural term. So shoulders, but not just shoulders. Shechem is a shoulder, right? So this is like shoulders and are you kidding me? Shoulders and what's that part? The upper part of your back, shoulder blades. There's a single word for that in biblical Hebrew. Okay, and that's what this is. Then of course shtei, that's from shtayim, the two of. Ted says she doesn't understand any word. Can any of you hear me okay? You guys hear me? How are you? You hearing me? Shalom, shalom, shalom. You hear or no? Hey, servant of Hashem is here. All right. Glad you made it. All right, Tron's hearing. Yeah, that's a good point, Gary. Kind of equivalent of the chest, but on the back. Nice, I like that. All right. So, continuing. Chovrot. So here we have a construct chain, and then we have an adjective afterwards that is modifying one of the words in the chain, right? So, I'm going to use pink for now, just so it stands out. Okay. So here's our noun, and here's our adjective that's modifying that noun, right? So adjectives, they agree with nouns in number, gender, and definiteness. So there's no ha on the kh'teifot. So there's no ha on chovrot. Kh'teifot is feminine plural, the ot, and so we also have the ot at the end of the other one too, right? So ot and ot. See how they agree? So shetei kh'teifot, two shoulders and shoulder blades. Chovrot. So chovrot is from chiber or chavar, which is to join together, right? It's actually where we get the modern Hebrew word chaver, friend, right? Someone who's joined with you. Oh, it's clear now. That's good. Okay, good. YouTube's still complaining about the speed on my end. So I'm just ignoring it and just pushing through. Okay. Yihyeh. So here's the verb hayah, which is to be. And the yod at the beginning, what's that tell us? That yod is telling us that this is he. You need to jam a yod at the beginning of a verb. That's he. And remember, that's also how Hebrew expresses it, right? So here, it, because there's nothing at the end over here, right? There's nothing there. So we're going to keep it singular. Okay. Let me just zoom in for those of you on cell phones for a moment. Okay. So here's what we have so far. Shetei kh'teifot chovrot. Okay. Yihyeh. Yihyeh. So it shall be, or it will be, lo, lo. So our lamed is 2. And then oh, the suffix at the end, oh, tells you it's him. Again, zooming in for the cell phone users. So for him or for it, right? The lamed, this is what's called the lamed of possession. And no, it's not of demon possession, although it might feel like it on YouTube. By the way, make sure to keep chatting in the chat so that I know that you guys are here with me, okay? Last thing I see is Tet said, Baruch Hashem, clear now. So, lamed, belonging to belonging to him or belonging to it. El, until, or unto, shenei ketzotaiv. Right, so let's erase the chicken scratch that ended up there. We have another construct chain. Shenei from shnayim. We drop the mem. So that's 2 of ketzotaiv. Okay. So that's a plural, the oat. You see the oat? Just like where. Actually, let me show down here first. So here we have the oat with the chol and vav. You see that guy? Actually, it's kind of dark, isn't it, to draw with that? I'll outline it. Bayan. Okay, here we go. That's the feminine plural ending. And it also is the feminine plural construct ending. They're the same. So ot, that's like just putting an S on it in English, right? If it's feminine. Or an apostrophe S. Actually, S apostrophe. Okay? So we have the same thing there as we have over here. But here you'll note the Masoretes, they had to add the O sound because it was not in the consonantal text, right? They had to add that. And the version of the Bible that I used to take pictures of with this, I was using the Westminster Leningrad Codex. So I don't have variances marked like I've been showing you guys lately. If I had been using the BHS, you would have seen that we'd have already some variances in here. But anyway, so ot. What that is, that's the Masoretes correcting the text. They put the little O there, so we know it's feminine plural. Okay, there and there. Because they would have expected it to look like over here. This one, see? This one is a full spelling, and the top one is what we call a defectiva, or a defective spelling. The kh'teifot, chovrot, defective. Right? The scribe didn't write it for some reason. Listen says, Isaiah Dominance! Yeah, I just released an Isaiah Dominance today, finally. Sorry. I'm going to try to put another one out this week, too, because stuff happened. I didn't get one out before. Gary says, looks like Isaiah wants to dominate. Yeah. And then I had that slide at the beginning of this slideshow, so it keeps going back to that. It's an advertisement for Isaiah Dominance. Thank you for interceding, Harrison. I really appreciate that. Yeah, the Isaiah Dominance, in case you're wondering, hey, why haven't I seen that? This is for our monthly supporters, or even one-time, big-time supporters. Like someone does a nice big gift one time. That's some extra material I've got working through the book of Isaiah, directed immersion in Isaiah. So in case you're wondering, why is that not on the channel? It is. But it's kind of a thank you to those who really help make this ministry possible. Ted says, my guide are the marks and your questions, but the voice is undecipherable. Really? Are others having trouble hearing me too? I'm going to write. Oh, again. Others hear me. Okay. So please comment in the chat. All right. And then we have the suffix, the vav at the end. Here he is again. That tells us his. Okay. So ketzot is extremities, like the ends, the ends of something. So shenei ketzotaiv, his two edges, like that of the garment, its two edges. Okay, Harrison sagt, dass sehr gut ist. Danke dir, Gott in Himmel. Interesting. Gary says I'm a bit close to the mic. I'm about a foot away. Let me check the gain. Hold on, let's see. A foot away. Sorry. The volume? Okay, and I'm back. When I went to check on what Gary was saying, looks like I hit the mute button. The mute button that never works on that microphone decided to work. Oh, yeah, all right. So what I was saying was, you notice the similar root here, and here, right? They have the same root. So Heber, with that strong bait, it's a double bait, is the passive form from the PL Heber. Heber is to attach. something, right? And chubar is it was attached. It's a pu'al form. So we still have the strong dagesh in the middle there, right? That's a double bait there. So chubar means it was attached. And then we have our Isaiah dominance. We have our vav conversive changes the aspect vechubar to make it and it will be attached. Okay? It's good you guys are commenting about it. I had no idea it was muted. All right. So I'm going to change to the next verse if you want to take a screenshot or if you have any questions. Okay. שתי kh'teifot חברות yihyeh לו אל שני כתותיו וחבר. A little too low. Okay, well, nothing changed, Yanasi. I changed 0 settings on the microphone, and I changed 0 location of the microphone. So that's just kind of proving there's weirdness going on, yeah? Yanasi said, sound nice and clear, much better, no distortion. Janine says, is there a reason for making the 2 shoulder ends, then attaching them together? Would it have been easier to do as one single piece? Is there a significance for doing them separately than joining together? It's a good question. So, Rashi explains that the 8 decorated band with the ephod is the belt attached to it on top, like a woman's apron, right? That's that part that's going overhead, right? So I think when it's talking about the 2 ends, I think it means on the part that connects around the back part, right? Like coming around to connect the back to the front. There's one part in the front, one in the back. You see? I think that's what it's saying. And then Rashi says, in back of the priest, 2 wide straps were attached to the decorated band, one for each shoulder, and they would be pulled over his shoulders and fall in front of his chest. By attaching them to the rings on the breastpiece, they would be held in front of him without falling off, as our pasuk explains. Each of them had one of the 2 lapis lazuli stones attached to it. Okay, so that's the they shall be attached. Here it's vechubar, but there are variant manuscripts that make it a plural. Okay. Any comments or questions? Does that answer that a bit, Janine? I think Rashi came to the rescue, right? The Rashbam says it shall have 2 shoulder pieces attached. These pieces are literally attached to each other all along their length. That's what I was saying. And they cover the man's back from the waist up. So when it says to attach at its 2 ends, right, the ketzotaiv, it's talking about the front and the back, right? Yeah. So after they are attached one to another, reaching on top, up the man's shoulders, he can attach the bottom of them to the ephod. In my opinion, meaning the Rashbam, the ephod is a kind of half shirt, half garment, which covers the person from front and back, but only from waist down. This is what Leviticus 8:7 describes. Quote. Anyways, okay, let's see. So v'yiten allaiv et hakotonet, so you shall put on him the tunic, and you shall gird it with the sash, and he shall dress it, and the mantle, like the cloak, and he shall place it upon him. He shall place the ephod upon him, and he will gird it with the cheshiv. The cheshiv is like the nice girdle, which is intelligently made, is what its name means. Okay, the ephod, and he shall literally ephod it on himself. So hopefully that helps. Pace has a band joined on back. Okay, good. Yay, Rashi to the rescue. And also Rashbam, not too bad. Let's see. Vicky asks, Rav, please, when do you use Shaiti from Shine? Oh, Shite from Shine. Yeah. Okay, good question. Yeah. So it depends on if the objects in question are masculine or feminine, right? So we're dealing with shnayim and shtayim, right? And then, but because they both end in ayim, Vicky, that's why we get the a endings because it's a construct form. So literally, the Hebrew is saying two of, and maybe they're masculine things, or two of, and maybe they're feminine things. It's just they both have that masculine construct ending. That's what's confusing, right? So shnayim and shtayim, right? So we have masculine and feminine there. Good question. Okay. See if I missed any others. Okay. Okay. Harrison says lapis lazuli is often referred to as the wisdom keeper. Oh yeah, nice. Yes, biblical. Biblical. Let's see. Oh, Harrison says the stone is believed to possess the power to reveal hidden truths and bring enlightenment. Yeah. Okay. So this is exploring some of the hidden knowledge. We get this from Midrash, and I think Kabbalah gets into that. I saw Zuck and Daniel here. Zuck and Daniel, can you comment if you're here from a Kabbalistic perspective? Isn't some of the hidden truth stuff from Jewish mysticism? I think it's coming from mysticism there, Harrison. If Daniel's listening in, he's on the put him on the spot now. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to go to the next verse. Verse 8. Okay. Glad everybody's still hearing me. All right. All right. וחשב אfudato אשר allaiv כמעשהו ממנו יהיה zahav תכלת וארגמן ותולעת שני ושש משזר. Okay. You guys still with me? How's the audio? Are we okay? So cheshiv, so vecheshiv and the cheshiv. So let me mark the end. Just use the normal green here to break it out. I was just going to outline, but this is so much more difficult to see. Let's do it this way. Here we go. And the cheshiv. So the root of cheshiv is chashav. Chashav. And chashav is like to think or to calculate, right? We get the modern Hebrew word for computer from this. And uh, it's interesting. This is the girdle, but the name it's suggests an ingenious work. And so some of the sages they comment on the master craftsman who made this thing, right? That it is a cheshiv. It's something ingenious, right? Something of deep thought. Yep. Okay. And then we have afudato. So this is afudah, right? Afudah, okay, which is like overlaying or kind of covering, right? And let me mark, it's in a construct. Afudah becomes afudat, right? So like overlay of, covering of. So when it's feminine like that, we have that tav. That's how we say of, right? So literally of, it's construct. Afudah, of, oh, of oh. And that is him or it, right? So it's covering. him or it, right? So of him is literally what it says. Afudato, covering or overlay. It can also mean like a finishing of. Oh, of it, of him or it. So it's covering, it's overlay. Then we have the relative pronoun asher. I don't know why there's a green line here. Asher, which, or with which. Yeah, which. And then we have to supply here in English. I can feel it needs it is or will be. Al, upon, vav. Right? And what's that vav? Again, that's him. Oh, hold on. Looks like I'm having a PowerPoint issue again. Are you kidding me? Come on. Yay, I tricked it to come back. Okay. I think we're okay. Over it. So you got the vav again. He, it, etc. Okay, please send some kind of comment. The last thing I see is all good Ra from Brenda. Funny, now YouTube is complaining that I'm too fast. The bit rate is too fast. You just can't please some algorithms, can you? Can't please them. Kema'sהו. Okay? So that kaf, that's an inseparable preposition, meaning like or as. How you guys doing? Are you recognizing the patterns? It's a simile. It's like or as. Like or as. Ma'aseh. The root of ma'aseh is the ayin, the sin, and the hey. Actually, the hey has fallen away. This is a suffix that's on there. So maybe. So I'll go up here. Ayin, sin, and then I'm going to put brackets here. This is what we use in the Dead Sea Scrolls to show when something's missing, and they guess that it would be this letter, right? So hey. So asa, to do or to make. And then that last hey is actually part of the suffix. Whoo! Whoo! Like an owl. And what's who mean? He. Who is he? It's like a who's on first joke. Who? Yes, that's right, who. No, who is it? Who is he? Yes. No, who is he? Yes, who is he? So that's he. Okay. So ke, like ma'aseh, like the work or the craft of who? Of it. Okay. Asher allaiv, which is upon it, kema'ashu, like his handiwork, like its craft. Harrison says more like an I'll stop rhythm. AI stop rhythm. Der Klang ist klar und wir sind froh, hier zu sein. Das gefällt es mir, dass ihr seid hier zusammen mit mir. Right. Very nice. Hi. Harrison says, yes, in Thai. Really, hi means yes? Is it hi with a ch or a ch? Is it chai, like the tea? Or is it chai, like life in Hebrew? We're getting a lot from this lesson. Danke. Bitte. Bitte schön. Okay, Janine asks, what is the mem? So, a lot of times in Hebrew morphology, when you want to form a noun, you'll stick a mem on the front of it, and that's part of the word, right? So the mem, when you see a mem on a word and you don't know the word, but you recognize the root, try to think, okay, I know this verbal root. What is something that would be either a product of that root or that the verb would use in doing its thing, right? So if you're going to asa, if you're going to make something, then ma'aseh, ma'aseh is something which is made. You see, you're going to make something which is made. So then you can figure out an appropriate word in English or whatever your target language is, even if you didn't know the word already. So that's a nice question. So she's asking about here. I'll draw a little arrow here to make sure everyone sees it. This mem here. She's saying, why is that there? So this is just a pattern you can be on the lookout for when you see it. More rarely, you can put an aleph in front of something, and that sometimes makes a word as well, right? There are even some who think that Adam, is because dam, the blood, and the allaiv is just forming another noun from that, right? Like a different kind of noun. I don't think that's correct, but yeah. Then he says, Rob, I'm having enough trouble with English and Hebrew. Oh, it's chaz in church. Okay, chai. That's interesting. In Russian, chai means tea. So Russian tea means yes in Thai. All right. Mimenu. So that's min, right? We've got the word min, meaning from. I'm going to write them with two colors, okay? Min, right? So that guy means from. Not to be confused with frum, which means like living in an orthodox style in Yiddish. You're frum if you shomer Shabbat, shomer mitzvot, all that stuff. Okay? So you see the min, that's from. Now look, we still have the meh and we have the dot underneath, right? And then there's a dot inside the next part. That's where the noon went. It went inside that next one. If you think of it like that, the pattern, that's what's happening. So let's mark it. Okay. See, we got, right? Okay. And then the noon assimilated. The noon went inside the mem and made him into two mems. A theoretical Northwestern Semitic form of mimenu would be there, and then menu became mimenu, right? So there's actually three mems in a row here, one and then two here, right? Because the strong Dagesh says I've got two mems here. Yes, Janine's right. The noon assimilates. Harrison says so. Chatai, right? Chatai would be yes, tea. Chachai. Cha-ching. What about cha-ching? Is cha-ching like a racial slur? Cha-ching. Okay, sorry. And then mimenu, the nu at the end. So usually you'd think nu means we, right? We. Not we in French meaning yes, but sorry, we're just mixing it up with the language tonight. But we meaning us, right? And you'd be right. But in this case, mimenu, the nu, it can mean him or them. So here it's him. And this is just, you just got to know this form here. The whole mimenu, right? So don't confuse it with from us, yeah? In context here, it's from him or from it. Okay? Yihyeh. So haya, to be, and it's prefixed with the yod. So that means it's he. I'm just being hyper literal here with the he, okay? Sometimes I get comments on the YouTube videos, why did you say it? It's so clear that it's it. Because I'm trying to make it so that people can see the patterns more easily. And I think it's fine to say he for now. And then you can clean up your translation later and say it. He will be. Yihyeh. He, haya. He will be. Zahav. Gold. Zahav. Where'd my mouse go? All right, sorry, no more mouse. Techelit. Techelit is that lovely color that can be somewhere between a violet and indigo, somewhere in that range. So it will be zahav, gold. Techelit is that kind of the blauwool we said in Yiddish. It translates blauwool, like blue wool, bluish wool. The argaman and argaman. Argaman is purple, a purple dyed cloth. Vetolaat shani and Tola'at shani is crimson red. Those two things together. V'sheish and sheish. Sheish is an Egyptian word. It's a very high quality alabaster colored linen. Mashzar. So this is from the verb shizer, which is to twist. And the mem on this one, Janine, it's not telling you this is some kind of other word. This is just how you form the hofal participle, right? So if you don't know what that means, don't worry, guys. Okay, so it's just a special form from the verb. Mashzar means twisted. So if you had achot moshzeret, that would be twisted sister. Hey, the pointer's back. Look at that. Okay. I need to move it so I can see what you guys are writing in case I missed something. Harrison says, there goes the noon, or the nun. We're getting into offline territory now. We like the hyperliteral. It reveals so much to us in the Hebrew. That's true. And it helps you to think. If you can start thinking in the hyperliteral way, when you want to say pray in biblical Hebrew, then it makes it much easier to translate it in your mind to get the Hebrew words if you're thinking the way that it should be thought in Hebrew. If you're English or whatever your native language, if you're kind of making it conform to Hebrew, then that becomes easier. Let me see, how are we on time? Okay. Any comments or questions? YouTube is still complaining that I'm streaming too fast. I'm sending it the data too fast. Let me look. Let me see how long the next verse is. Hmm. I mean, we'll save it for next time. The mouse ran away with the noon, Harrison says. All right, I think we're at a good, yeah, we're 50 minutes in, 5-0. I know we had some technical issues, but I don't want to make this too crazy long. I wonder if I should edit it right afterwards, if it'll let me do that without losing all the data. Okay, guys, so everybody have a great day ahead, great evening. Please pray for us, pray for the ministry. We really appreciate that everything goes smoothly. Pray for also life in general. And I'll be praying for all of you guys as well. All right, let me find where I can end my thing at. Let's see, there it is. All right, shalom, shalom. Be well.